Wolverines. I know you don't know me, but today I'm here to discuss 5 things that we as students can do to ensure that we are the most successful that we can be with online learning. Tip number 1, please get a routine. Keeping a schedule can be very beneficial when it comes to online learning because you are doing what you are used to doing in a school environment, staying on a schedule. Dress for success, dress to feel confident, because when you look good, you feel good. And then you're ready to take on the school day. Is that corny? Probably, but it's true. A lot of the times classes do end early, and I recommend taking that time to work on assignments maybe for the next class that you have or for the class that you just had. Using your break as a TikTok break isn't really something that I recommend. It's actually not good because it's gonna take your mind out of the state that it was in when you were in class, and it's just going to make it harder to focus in your next class because you're probably still going to be thinking about TikTok. Use lunchtime to eat. That probably was self-explanatory, but please eat something for lunch because not eating, it'll make you feel tired, gross, and you're not going to be the best that you can be for the classes you have after that, even though it's only one class, but still. Something I recommend to do during lunch: go on a short walk, get outside. It's not good to be cooped up inside all day. It'll make you go crazy, and we don't want that. If the weather won't let you go outside, make sure to get up, do a couple itches, a light workout. Getting your body moving throughout the day will help you focus more in class because you won't be so antsy, and it'll like refresh your mind or something. Tip number 2, designate a learning environment. Make sure it's in a well-lit area so you can see your work and see the screen, and also make sure that it's clean because a clean space is a clean mind. Another tip from us to you is printing out your class schedule. If you don't have a printer, that's okay. You can just write it down on a piece of paper like, I have choir first period, and then write the time because a lot of us are being late because we completely just forget. And it is easy to forget if you use the breaks in between class to go on TikTok. So again, we don't recommend that. Maybe invest in a planner, invest in an agenda, or get a planner app on your phone. It's really good to stay organized in that way, write down everything you need to do because you're less likely to forget. In these times, I know teachers are a little more lenient because it is not as easy to find the assignments as it used to be, but writing it down will definitely help you remember more, and it'll make sure you get everything done on time. Make sure you're checking your calendar in the Canvas website. Check your calendar daily. In the Canvas calendar, there is every single day, it says everything that is due that day, and if you click on it, you can go straight to the assignment and do it from there. Tip number 3 is stay alert during Zooms. Treat it like you're actually in a classroom. Would you be falling asleep in a classroom? We hope not. This means that you should not be falling asleep during Zoom. Take notes during class, and even though your teacher isn't right there making you take notes, it's going to be so much easier to retain the information and learn what you have to learn if you have something in front of you with the information. Consider taking notes beforehand. If you don't want to be writing and trying to pay attention, teachers usually post their notes before the class. So if you go into their Canvas, go into the modules, you click the PowerPoint, you could take the notes before class and then just pay attention during class. And if you can do a Zoom class outside, I definitely recommend it. Getting some fresh air, getting some real air, and the natural lighting is gonna make you look good in the Zoom camera, so. Please participate in the Zoom. I know you hear it a lot, but turn on your camera. Okay, turning on your camera will help the teacher out too, because now they're not just teaching to a black screen, they're teaching to a face. And I bet you look good. Don't be afraid to utilize the chat feature in Zoom. One of your peers or the teacher will be able to answer your question, and it'll be much easier than emailing them after class and you have to wait for a response. Nobody wants to do that. So if you have a question, speak up, okay? Don't be scared. Another tip, please utilize your peers. Get 1 or 2 people's numbers from each class, so then if you ever get lost, if you ever need help, you can just text them. They will probably respond faster than your teacher will. Tip number 4, communicate with your teachers. Never be afraid to ask for help because the teacher will understand you. Most likely they are getting confused with some aspects of online teaching, just as you are getting confused with some aspects of online learning. Nobody is going to get mad at you if you just send your teacher a quick email. Just be mindful of your tone, speak in a professional way, and your teachers will be more than happy to help you. Some teachers, they can get so overwhelmed because they have to switch to a whole new method of teaching than what they're used to. So a simple thing like just asking them what they would prefer, that would really help them a lot. And that would help you because you're helping them help you. If you need Canvas help, use the Canvas student orientation, which I'm gonna insert a screenshot right here, and it'll teach you how to navigate Canvas. Make sure you have linked your Google Drive or else you will not be able to submit assignments. Remember that. Online learning poses many different challenges, but I feel like if we follow the tips that I've mentioned and we keep a positive attitude, we can get through this together. Please make sure you're staying safe, being responsible, and making smart choices. Have a great day, Wolverines!
So for virtual tips, I just want to give you guys a few suggestions to make this year go by smoothly. So the first suggestion would be, if you have your camera turned on, make sure that you're appropriate in your clothing and your background, and also make sure you don't have many distractions near you because that can be a distraction to the teachers and students trying to pay attention to the class. Also, I will want to tell you guys that if you need extra help in class, make sure that you ask your teacher, set up a Zoom link, stay after, make sure that you do your best to understand because our teachers are here to help us, so we need to take advantage of that. And it's okay if you get frustrated because this is all new to everyone. And I know for me personally, I learn better in a classroom, but we need to make sure that we know what we have to do to make this online virtual school work. And everything will be okay. We will succeed and we will have a great school year.
Yes, all Newport News public school students have the option to join a virtual academy for the rest of the school year if high schools in Newport News move to a hybrid model.
All right, juniors. So be mentally prepared that this will be your last year in high school and that it will be stressful for some of you. And if it is, then you can always ask for help. And because you're not the only ones going through this journey, and make sure you know the people to talk to help you. And also, if you're planning on going to college, it's best to start researching colleges that you want to attend and make sure that you have the appropriate requirements for the college to accept you. And also think about if you want to go to a four-year college or a 2+2 plan, which is a community college transferring to a university. And try to stay ahead on your online work so that the virtual schools doesn't drop your GPA to make it count for college.
Hi, my name is Dr. Evans, the School Counseling Director, and I'd like to share some information with you regarding the college application process, SATs and ACTs, as well as the military. There are a few different ways your student can apply to college. It is important your student checks the college or university's website to see how they should apply to the respective school. Some colleges have an application students complete through their website, whereas other colleges utilize platforms such as Common App, SendEDU, and My Coalition. Common App, SendEDU, and My Coalition are platforms where students can complete an application and submit it to multiple colleges and universities. As students are identifying what schools they're interested in applying to, it's important they pay close attention to application deadlines. Some colleges have an early application deadline. Applying early to school will give your student the opportunity to be considered for scholarships through the college or university and be notified early if they will be accepted into the school. If you have any questions about the college application process, please reach out to your student's counselor. They can help guide you through this process. Secondly, The SATs and ACTs are aptitude tests colleges utilize to predict how well your student will perform in college. Due to COVID-19, many of our students were unable to take the SAT or ACT during the spring 2020 testing window. However, many districts, including Newport News Public Schools, will offer the SAT and ACT in November and December. If your student has not taken the SAT or ACT, they should sign up for the next test date. I would also encourage you to check with the college or university you are applying to. Many colleges have waived the SAT or ACT requirement due to COVID-19. To help prepare your student for the SAT, there is an app called SAT Question of the Day your student can download. This app will send your student an SAT question daily. This will provide great practice and help your student get familiar with the type of questions asked on the SAT. In addition, Khan Academy is another great resource where your student can receive free practice tests for the SATs. Also, if your student is interested in the military, they should reach out to our local recruiting offices. Or you can reach out to Miss Geraldine White, our college and career specialist, and she can get you connected with our military recruiting officers. Currently, we are not offering the ASVAB due to COVID-19. When we are able to safely offer the ASVAB, we will share the information with our families. To help prepare your student for the ASVAB, they can go to www.asvabpracticetest.com. And lastly, if you have any questions regarding your students' post-secondary plans, please reach out to their student's counselor. We can assist you with the planning process and help ensure you take all the necessary steps to meet your students' goals after high school. You can also join our Google Classroom, which has a presentation that goes into more detail about what parents need to know for each grade level. We also post scholarships and various opportunities in our Google Classroom for our students. Please let us know how we can continue to partner with you to help your student find success.
Hi, I'm Mrs. McDonough. I'm one of your librarians at Woodside High School. I want to show you today how students can check out books from our library while we are learning virtually from home. The first thing that you're going to ask your student to do is to go to the Woodside High School homepage and scroll down to the middle of the page. Right here in the column in the middle under News is a link that says Library Book Checkout during virtual learning. If your student will simply click on that link, it will give them an instructional sheet that tells them the days and times when books can be picked up, and these are always on Thursdays. And then if they will click this link at the bottom, it will provide them with step-by-step instructions for how to go into Destiny Catalog, how to log in, and how to actually put a book on hold. The pickup instructions are right here. As I said, books are only picked up every Thursday between the hours of 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock and 12:30 and 2:30 at Woodside High School. If your student has transportation difficulties and still would like a book, if they will email us at these emails below under Contact Your Librarian, we will be glad to work with them so that they can have their book sent to a school closer to where they live. If they live, for example, in the middle part of the city, they may like us to send their book to Hines Middle School. If they live close to Warwick High School, we can do that. We can send it to any one of the elementary, middle, or high schools within the city. Please let us know if there are any more questions that you have about this. We stand ready to help you. Thank you so much.
Hello, Woodside family. Greetings to you from your Woodside nurses, Nurse Hutchings and myself, Nurse Wright. we have been preparing for your return to school. There have been many rules and regulations put in place for your safety, for faculty and staff safety, and for the safety of all. Please adhere to all these regulations. There will be administration, staff, and nurses to assist you in any way that we can. Please remember, you must wear a mask at all times on the bus and on the school grounds. Also, remember that you must maintain 6 feet distances at all times. Should you have any further questions, please feel free to contact the school. Stay safe, and we hope to see you soon.
Hello, my name is Karen Bazemore Person, and I am one of the assistant principals at Woodside High School, and I'm also the testing coordinator for our students. SOL testing will take place this school year. Therefore, students who need to take and pass SOLs in order to satisfy their verified credit requirements will have an opportunity to do so. Unfortunately, students are not going to be able to test at home while we are learning virtually. SOL testing will be held in person at select sites throughout the district. School counselors will notify students of their eligibility to test and share details to include testing sites, dates, and times. Our next testing opportunity for students needing to satisfy their verified credit for writing will be held in November. All other SOL tests will be administered in January. Students and parents, if you have questions about what SOLs you or your student needs, please contact their school counselor. Our teachers offer review sessions to prepare students for testing, and although we are currently learning virtually, it is critical for students to report to Zoom classes for instruction. Take advantage of those Wednesdays support and review sessions offered by our teachers and actively participate and complete assignments. By doing so, students gain knowledge, you enhance your talents, and you are successful on your assessments. But more importantly, you set yourself up for endless opportunities beyond high school. Again, please reach out to your school counselors to determine which SOLs you need to take and when you need to take them. Thank you.
Hey Woodside, thanks for that question. And the answer is, of course, we're going to keep producing our magnet showcases even though we're in a virtual setting. We want to see you performing, and just like we did in the spring, we produced over 6 episodes of the Magnet Minute where we highlighted little performances that all of our students sent in. As we get closer to the fall and even into the winter, many of our magnet classes are going to talk about what performances and concerts and showcases are going to start to look like. But just because we're in the virtual setting, it will be a little bit different, but we no doubt want to still see everybody performing. That's part of the expectation of being a magnet student. And just because we can't do it together as a large ensemble doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. So be on the lookout for those, because absolutely, we still will produce magnet showcases and performances in a virtual setting.